this video, we're going to look over how to set up your DAWluge as a multi-track audio recording studio. This video is for beginners to learn how they can create a template for immediate use. The best way to have this work is by having a mixer that can bring in all of your external gear like microphones, guitars, synthesizers, whatever you have, and route the master out into the line in. I use a stereo cable to do that. So we're just starting from scratch here. What we want to do is press song until it's blinking. So that means we're in the arranger view. So the arranger view is your timeline, just like in a DAW. It works differently than song view specifically because it's a different mode. So we're just going to create a hi-hat track first. This is just so we have our own custom metronome that we can modify or just start a beat. So we're going to create a new track by pressing here. Now we can go in here by pressing the tail. If you press the head, you're going to erase the track, so be careful. So we're in the track now. We know because it's lit up track right here. We're going to press kit, and we're going to turn it until we find a hi-hat or a kit that we want to use. Let's say I like that. So we're just going to put one. You'll see a line here, and that just divides out each of these to 4 steps. So we're just going to make it right after the line. So it's kind of a 4/4 beat. We can change the volume of this by holding it down, pressing volume, and turning it down. Okay, so we're going back to arranger view, and we're just going to press play. There's just 4 hi-hats right there. We can hold down onto this clip anywhere and press how far we want it to loop. So it just took that little track that we have here, and it's looping it until right now to the 8 bars fully. So what I can do, I can just extend this because I don't know how long I'm going to be recording on my template. And that's what we're doing. We're setting up a template here. So we just press play, and now we can see it's just going through playing it. If you enable cross screen, it's going to start following the cursor. And then if you press it again, it's just staying here. So in other words, it's just playing through. Zooming out. Okay. What we want to do now is we're just going to add a bunch of audio clips. And all you have to do is see right here is blank audition pad. We're just going to hold it down, press the knob, audio 1. The first thing we want to do is hold down learn and press the audition pad of the audio clip. This is doing is saying what's the source that we're going to be recording. What I want the source of this to be is stereo with a dot. And what that means is we're going to hear a stereo line in with monitoring. So I have my guitar here. Okay, so what we want to do is, let's say we want to record it. You hold down record, and then you press that, and then it arms a track or disarms a track. So that's the most important thing. But what I want to do for now is just keep adding audio clips. Hold down on the blank audition row, and then we're just going to press this, and now it's the next audio track. So we're just going to repeat the process here as many times as you want. And if we check it, learn, and check this, that's set to stereo. So it automatically knows that it's already going to be recording stereo line in. So that's pretty nice. So what I can do is maybe put in a little drum beat. And let's turn down the volume on those. So what we want to do is let's make this guitar track. So I want to name it that. So you count over 5, go down 3, and you just type guitar. I can press enter, any of these 2 green pads, or I can press this knob to confirm. So if I press it, it says guitar. So we can do that for any of these tracks. You can just rename each one. So we want to save this before we do anything. Press save. I'm going to name this 1. You can name it 0 if you want. In other words, whenever you turn this on, it's just going to have that blank template ready to record. So I'm just going to call this 1 because I already have a 0 for myself. And now what we want to do is hold down record, and then we press the mute button of whatever audio clip that we want to start recording. You would imagine this side of the screen as the cursor that's going to be recording. That's where it's going to start recording. So if we enable record and press play, we're going to start recording. It's going to have a count in because I already have that set. So we're just going to arm, record, and press play. So as you saw, I pressed record and it just stopped the clip right there. I could also just press play and it'll also stop everything. So there's our track. So let's illustrate how to change to, let's record to the next track. We're going to add, say, a guitar lead. So I'm just going to hold record and press that mute button on the next track. I want to start recording down here though. So in other words, let's go forward a little. Hold down left and right knob and press play. So that's where I want to start, right here. But I want a little bit of a lead in. So I'm just going to press record, and now it's just going to start recording right from where I was. So now if we look here, we can see we added that lead right here. So if I press play, we're going to hear that lead come in right here. I could even go in and watch. There it is. Let's say it's a little quiet. Let's turn up the volume a little. So remember, if we're going to go add something else, we're just going to disable this by holding record and pressing the mute. And now we're just going to record on this track. Let's say I want to make the drums more complicated. So I'm going to hold down shift, press this knob here. We're going to double it. And then say you can add more kicks here or more snare hits. So at the end there, we added a little bit. Hear that one, and it's off. Turn off the drums. So you can just turn on Deluge, load that template, hold down record, enable the first track here, and you can just start playing whatever audio is plugged in through your mixer. You can just start recording. Always remember to unarm a track we're not going to record on, and then arm the next track, and then off we go. Make sure to unarm that track and arm the next one.